Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. I was too busy touching some grass. And let me tell you, that's a pretty neat thing to do in the games. You know what is this whole place? This is a jungle from Phantasy Star Online. If you are watching my videos, you for sure know that I am playing Phantasy Star Online a lot, and there's a lot of beautiful forests and places in there. As I said before, I don't really like going out because, first of all, my street is probably the loudest street ever. There's like tons of dogs barking all the time and literally driving me mad. Or there's like people just overall making noise. I hate that. But you know what's my way to just not have to deal with this? It's walking around in games and exploring them. Which I feel that not many people actually do nowadays. Because it's just like, you just have to complete the game and be like, oh yeah, shooting, rooting, tooting some characters and then done with the quest. This is all you have in a game. Like, I understand that some people maybe don't want to play like 70, 150 hours of a game, but honestly, sometimes instead of talking shit about somebody on this stupid Twitter, I'm refusing to call it X because I'm not illiterate like Elon Musk. But instead of talking shit at people, you should be just in a game, touching some grass. See how nice it is? Would you look at that? I think this is probably the most favorite area of... I think maybe because of that video that now is like deleted from YouTube, that was just probably never ending like an ambience from this level and just like overall the background of it. So many times I played it. And to be honest, I wasn't actually that impressed with this level because it was so fucking annoying. You just had to like jump through those barrels and I just hated that overall, to be perfectly honest. I have this on Game Boy and I didn't really like that level. But later in this video I will show you other areas that I loved a lot, you know. I don't know what I am doing in here, but honestly, I very much like this photo. I surf Tumblr almost all the time, and most of those pictures that I have in this video will be from there, and you won't even believe those are real places. Also funny enough that I came up with this idea and I cannot even swim. Ah! Alright, I think this is more like a place for me, to be honest, because I don't like swimming. Even though I am like a really big fan of swamp levels or even like water levels that most of the people hate a lot for some reason. I think it's a skill issue because if you don't know how to just use your character who can swim infinitely, then I think you got a problem in here. I always liked those levels. I don't know if it's because of the weird warped underwater music or because you were like really restricted with your movement because you were per se swimming. But yeah, for some reason I always like those. And there's a funny thing because I'm also a fan of Ulililia and he used to, like in real life, be afraid of blue water, which in most games that he used to play, instant death whenever you enter the blue water. I can kinda understand it because I cannot swim. It's just, you know, whenever I go into the water, I am like, okay, something is going to fucking catch me. I would not tell that I am afraid of the water, you know. I'm drinking it, I'm washing my hands with it and stuff, you know. I'm using this to boil my noodles, you know, but I just like those. But more than the water levels, I really like swampy levels, you know. And as I said before, there will be a lot of examples from, for example, Donkey Kong Country 2, where area it's called Crankway, which I didn't really knew that it's called like that. And in Game Boy version, it looks a bit different than NES or SNES, I don't really remember, I never played that version, but literally after this research on that video, I am going to try to play it because it's much better looking, which is just a little weird to me since I thought it's just a port, you you know, of the game, but, well, I was wrong. But just going a little bit back to Phantasy Star Online, those all like swampy, foresty levels look really, really good no matter what you do. I mean, it just depends, probably, but if you make it aesthetically pleasing and make everything just match with each other, I think you're doing a good job. Ooh, I'm here! I'm here in the middle! Even if you cannot see me, then at least I hope you are seeing all of this around. This is literally a render from a Game Boy version of Donkey Kong Country 2. I never really paid attention to it till I actually like replayed it yet another time, and I was like, wow, that's a really cool area, and I never thought about just like searching for it for like a full version or something. I literally had no idea, but look at all of this stuff. I literally found corresponding pictures to whatever I am showing right now in this video. What did I just said? What did I just said? That's a real picture, you know. Anybody who ever says that you have to touch the grass does not think that not everybody just likes to go out, or not everybody have a grassy spot on their pavement. Everybody is always focused on this goddamn stupid realism. Like, I don't need realism in a games, to be honest, and I don't know who really needs that. You will fuck it up anyway. If I wanted realism, I would look in a goddamn mirror, you know. But yeah, that's what it is. And I think we should really focus on something like that, for example. Try to recreate this in a game and also make it playable. That would be a really cool challenge for game creators, right? If you recognize it, that's good. But I'm going to still say what it is. It's Felwood from World of Warcraft. I think I briefly got through this area at some point, but I didn't really spend so much time in there. I don't even know why, since it's a really beautiful forest. Whenever I was making my character, I was mostly making an elf character. I don't know, I think they are just like most pleasing looking to me for some reason, but anytime I was starting in an elf starting area, this beautiful purple forest and this giant trees were amazing, but I think this one is a little bit better, not because it's all green and like green is my favorite color, but I think that, I don't know, there is something in it. Just look around. There is something so like mysterious and scary in it. Maybe because I played that elf starting area so much, it got a little bit boring for me, but I think this is a really neat spot to spend your time. I really wish I knew, or there were made more games that had something like that. I will say like some other titles in the rest of this video, but I just want to appreciate it. It's literally a freaking moss. That's why probably I love looking at the swamp pictures on the internet and stuff, cause it's just amazing, you know. I really don't even know what to say. I'm literally speechless looking at those pictures. I'm really not done yet. I have much more pictures like that. You want some other colorful swamp? No problem. You can have it double even. I don't know how this is even possible to have it this way, but that's goddamn amazing. Oh, you want another color? There you go. I even have a rainbow for you, if that's your stuff, you know. Just look at that. Oh my god. Just look at this. It's beautiful. And it's a real nature, you know. Yes, of course, there's a benefit of a doubt in pictures like that they were tweaked a little bit with color and whatnot, but I'm going to believe for the most part that they actually look like that. It's your fucking planet that you were born on, you know? You can have some yellow too, as you can see. That literally might look like some nuclear waste. This is a real place. I don't know where it is. If anybody knows where places like that are, hit me up, babe. But overall, goddamn, you can even have a different color in here. And a different, probably season too. That's pretty neat, if I do say so myself. If I see a fog like that, I'm literally sold. Like, Get me to the fog, please. I need some fog in my life. But yeah, going back to Donkey Kong, I always loved that level. Or like, I think there's more than just one level, but I always like those for some reason. I think there is also one where there's a boss battle with this like big ass grey crocodile alligator. I don't really know the race of those. I'm not a goddamn biologist, but and I've also like I remember now that even though those were really annoying guys, but I like those ghosts that are only the code floating around and just throwing the barrels at you. I don't know, for some reason I always liked those guys because it's like I like whenever characters are like they were like either too big clothes or they just look really silly and it's like not even intimidating. If I am in a topic of swampy levels like that, having the ground part and they also have the watery part, or for example you cannot like touch the mud because you will instantly die. I think there's like more games that had something like that. Super Mario 3D World, because I recently played that and there was this level with piranha plants and the whole water was like this toxic purple liquid that you cannot jump into because you will die. I think that's pretty neat. It adds to some kind of, you know, difficulty if you think of that. As I said, I literally have every picture corresponding to what's in the games and damn, I should have thought of that better because I cannot fucking swim. I'm going to die in here. Please, can somebody help me? We should actually get into this very complicated topic of Diablo 4. I know, shut the fuck up. I know, the game is shit, blah blah blah, but to be honest, I really like it. I really like it because this game is like really beautiful. Comparing it to Diablo 3 because everybody had so much problem with it being like too rainbowy, too colory and stuff, but I think this is a good balance actually. I really think that Diablo 4 is a pretty game, but I know it has problems. Yes, I can barely play it. Like, I don't think I will be able to actually stream it again because it's like so goddamn lagging. I don't think that my potato laptop is that bad to not play it, but I still think it's pretty, you know? I still think that despite all of those flaws, they really did a good job with how this looks, you know? I think that despite all of those flaws, they made it pretty like that, you know? I really think this area especially is pretty nice, you know? I like to spend a lot of time in there and just running around and be like, damn. As I said, I have corresponding pictures to the games I'm showcasing in here, so that's actually some real swamp. If I found myself in something like that, I would have probably loved that. I don't know if it's just my fucked up autistic brain, but I think Silent Hill, of course without all of those monsters, would be like a pretty neat place to live, you know. Actually think of that, that would be funny. Of course, I give so much attention to Donkey Kong game because I used to play it almost all the time, but there is also a corresponding picture. Really neat. Even though this level doesn't really have anything more than just like some of those pits you can fall into, those spikes you can walk on, and those... I always thought those are like car wheels, but like, why would there be a car wheels in there? But there were those wheels that you had to use to like jump on them and stuff, and they were like one big obstacle, and it's like, even though there is like really nothing much in this level, it's still interesting to be in it. To be honest, I really like the fact that Donkey Kong had actually no timer if it comes to walking through those levels. Yeah, I know it used to be like limitations of the consoles and stuff, and I can understand why Mario had that, and I understand why they are just having like every game have those limitations. I know there's Mario Odyssey, I played it, shut the fuck up, but any other game, I can understand why, but sometimes those levels are pretty neat, even in older Mario games. But like, I wish I had just a little bit more time to walk around. and check it all out. I really like that you have no time limitation in Donkey Kong and you can just do whatever you want. I think let's go back to the Tree of Whispers for a second because I just wanted to show some appreciation for it. Like, I think it looks really nice. I spend quite a lot of time in there because I am just like farming and stuff. I just like grinding games overall, but I think it's a neat place. And I don't know, I just wanted to show a little bit of appreciation because everybody just likes to shit on stuff, while I am, for one, probably the only one person who doesn't really. That's my appreciation here. Oh, what is that? Another Diablo 4 picture. Oh. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know why, but I wish they actually spend more time on adding up screens like that, because this is a loading screen. I don't really know which place on the map could be that. You know, in the places around Havazar or however you are saying this. I'm not the best in pronouncing stuff, but I think that they should have spent more time adding loading screens like that instead of like your character just like being just like this with their weapon and stuff. Like, I find that really sad, to be honest. It's so sad seeing my character, even though there is like a little bit of customization. Still, I don't really like most of the armors because they just doesn't look like I want them to look, but I don't know, that they should have spent more time adding this. Whatever that is, you know. For example, I think it's in like either Oblivion or Elder Scrolls or like any other game. I don't know. I follow a Tumblr that shows like the loading screens, and it's always like some funny picture or whatever, and then something being said, like so funny to me. Either you should do something like that, or like a really neat render of a place that exists on a map. You know, but just from a different perspective. I think that would be better, you know. So this is yet another good example of a nice nature picture, I think. I think that's pretty nice in here, to be honest. I wish I could just stay in a forest like that. Like, look how nice it is. That's what I said, like something about the green and the fog is just magical. I don't know what it is, but it just really makes me have feelings, you know. I think I mentioned previously that I was playing Diablo 2, but recently I am playing Diablo 2 and I'm streaming it on YouTube, and I finally got to Act 3 and this place already looks amazing. I didn't wanted to check any like screenshots from the game, from all those areas in Act 3, but I already love it. You can guess why? Because it's a swamp. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself that I actually got to this place, you know, like, it's pretty neat, to be honest. Also, I had a little discourse with my boyfriend before. For example, he plays Final Fantasy 14 almost all the time. He just like loves writing and all that jazz, grinding for your, you know, jobs and stuff. He didn't even told me that there is a place like this in game, because he didn't even knew about that, because he's like not exploring that much. I don't think that the way people play is actually dumb, because he got a little mad at me for saying that if you think of it, this is why there's all those games with open areas. Why would you waste so many gigabytes of your own computer memory? You just don't go around in those games. That game would be easily like 1 gigabyte if you just didn't have all of those places in there. People should really take a little bit more time to walk around those games, spend some time in them, instead of just like judging them because of the studio that made them or like people who made them. I know this is hard for others to separate art from the artist. I just think that if you actually learn how to do this, you will have much more fun in your life. But yeah, look at this pretty cool place. That's a forest I would for sure like to have a picnic, you know. Or look at this stuff, like, goddamn. I think this is the same forest place, but still like I would love to, for sure, jump on those lilies or whatever that is in this mud and marsh and stuff. For sure, I would like to just spend some time in this place. But like, people are mostly, instead of actually having fun in games, they just spend time on shitty ass website owned by shitty ass person, you know? And I think that's actually dumb. Not the way people play, but the way they are really not spending the time in those games. You know what I mean? What is also funny is that I think that I should play more Witcher 2. I got this game on my birthday, and I think that I really wasted my opportunity the first time I was streaming it. I know that I don't really know all the mechanics of the game and stuff, but I think if I was just determined and motivated enough, I would just learn it like any other game I ever played. And also, look at that. That's literally like a panorama picture taken from it. It's beautiful. It's like, I think Witcher games have like a lot of beautiful places. I've seen maybe some footage from Witcher 1, but still I think that's a pretty neat looking game. But yeah, I think I will just go back to World of Warcraft for a little bit, because I never really experienced happening that you can see here, but to be honest, that's pretty nice. Like Easter egg kind of a thing. That's a really cool when there's like this. I know that now I think it's happening probably more than it used to, but still it's neat that they actually left it in a game. A ring of mushrooms and this all fairy tale-ish. And the funniest part is, this is actually something that occurs in real life too. As I said, it does! And it's pretty neat. Like, how can nature do that? I don't know. Awesome. I know that this video mostly look like just me rambling about nature, but I just really always wanted to make a video that's like a one big appreciation for all of those places that I can visit in the games that are man-made, but they are like in nature. Like for example this. This is from Phantasy Star Online also, and I really like it. I think this is one of my most favorite areas in the game. I like just wasting my time there. And the fact there's a really neat ambience in there is just... As always, I am continuing with showing the pictures from the games and then showing the pictures in real life. And if you look at that, that's pretty neat, right? Even though I cannot swim, I wish I could just like submerge myself in this water. Even if some water nymphs or like sirens or whatever will take me, I would not care. I think I will be finishing off this video with a few honorable mentions should be shown in this video, like for example wetlands. I think I spent a little time in there. I think that in Red Dead Redemption maybe, I don't know, I think I watched something like that lately, but I think it's like if you go to the water you like instantly die or whatever, but I think it's neat whenever they don't do that in a game. Like they literally take away the fun. I think this is my most favorite spot in any game, Bayou from the Urbz for GBA. That's probably in my top 3 of favorite games, and I think all of the Sims games for handhelds are my favorite, because they are like, I don't know, I just think they are masterpieces. Maybe one day I will elaborate about that in a different video about them, but I just think this is like my most favorite place. And funny how actually in a game this is like obligatory place where you spend your time after Daddy Big Bugs just kicks you out of the city. There's not really much you can do other than eat, sleep and bath and use the toilet. I don't think there's like any TV or anything, or maybe there is in the house. Yeah, maybe there is. I think it's like neat whenever games makes you go to some place that is a little bit harsh with the environment and just make you to survive in there. I think another honorable mention, World of Warcraft, is whole like area in Nazmir, and I just think it's neat. I spent a lot of time there because my boyfriend was like, oh, you should play through Battle of Azeroth. why are you doing this other thing? And I was like, okay, I will finally play it. I did it and I think it was really nice area. Another really cool picture, I think. That's one of my screenshots which I tried to figure out where I actually taken this screenshot from. And even though my boyfriend plays World of Warcraft for like more than 17 years, he couldn't even tell me what was this place. And like, that's what actually made me think that I should make this video, because even though he plays a game for more than 70 years, he still doesn't know most of the places, or like doesn't even pay attention to them. But like, I think playing something for this many years, it's like, you should know that, because you spend so many hours in there. I think it's just like really fascinating to me how you can play the game without actually experiencing it, you know? I really am happy that somebody came up with a screenshot button, because if I wasn't able to look at this, you know, after I stopped playing the game, I don't know, I think I would die. Maybe I am exaggerating. I just think it's like important to look at something that's literally different from anything else that you see every day, like all those news in TV or those like things you see through the window. I'm not really telling people to start meditating, because I wouldn't even do that, you know, the same like I would not start flossing my teeth. I just think that people should really pay more attention to places in the games, because this is what they are made for. Recording of this video took me like 1 hour. Probably after I cut it, it will be a little bit less. But I just wanted to say that. That's all. Like, I just wanted to look at some nice nature pictures and calm myself and just appreciate that there's a beauty even in your PC. I understand you don't want to get out of the house. I don't want to do it either. I don't give a fuck. Like, even if the house was burning, I would not get out of it, because I don't really care that much. Even though I know there's a lot of beautiful places, like for example this one or the other pictures. I know they exist on Earth, because those are literally the real life photos that were taken by somebody. Sometimes you just cannot visit those places or see them or just like, you know, experience them. So I think it's neat that you have those photographs, and also I think it's neat you can have the same nature places in some of the games. I'm sorry, like my voice sounds like shit, but I was talking for an hour, you know? I want to top it off with this really nice render from, of course, Donkey Kong Country 2, but that's the earlier version. SNES or NES, I don't know. And I'm sorry. But I think it's a pretty neat render, and I just wish that one day I will be able to see this whole place, to experience something like that. I'm happy at least I can do that in the game, you know? And I think that everybody should just sometimes touch grass, but like, don't use your phone. I know it's like, ooh, somebody can tell you, go touch grass, but you can still offend them because you have apps on your phone and you can take your phone outside. Why don't you just click off those dumbass social media websites and just touch grass in a game? Believe me, you would feel much better, you know. And also believe me, some people just doesn't really give a fuck what you are writing about them. They will continue being shit, but you don't have to waste your time being shit also. You actually fit in that roles. If you are just like, ooh, I'm going to write a thread on Twitter about somebody because it bothers me. No, nobody gives a fuck about that. Then don't fucking waste your time on this person. Just touch some grass in a game. And then suddenly you find yourself in a freaking green water just because you try to freaking run away from a goddamn slime monster.